Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan Jameson here with Easy Campin. Many of us have gotten lost in the wilderness, and it's very important that we know the essentials to surviving an ordeal such as that. Could happen to anybody, and a lot of times it takes you off guard, and you gotta do what you got to do to survive. So what I'm going to do right now is do a quick how-to. Survive when you're really working on bare essentials and you don't have a lot. I'm very much deep in the wilderness right now. You can hear the wilderness, the wildlife making sounds, and that's why I'm talking well. Which brings me to my first how-to point. You want to blend in with the scenery. So what I've done is I found some wood that's charred, and what you can do is you take it and you just kind of put it on your eyes. It blocks the sun out, because the last thing you need is to be lost in the wilderness blind. So very effective in doing that. Now the sun's going down, so what we need to do is start thinking about a fire. Screw the shelter. What we need to do is get a fire so we can eat, because we don't have very much to work with when it comes to eating. So what I'm going to do is show you how to start a fire properly with very little to work with. As you can see, I don't know if you can see this, I scavenged. Basically it looks like a fire pit. It is a fire pit. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how. Razor. Sometimes you gotta. All right. Now, as far as that lighter is concerned, many times when you get lost in the wilderness, you don't have a lighter, but sometimes you find one, and I found one. So if you look down here, see, I found this fire pit. Sort of looks like a World War I helmet, almost, and light. There's some little bit of log in there, not much. I did scavenge for a few other pieces that I happen to find out there. So what you got to do is just get down, make sure the wind is not gonna blow it out. Time is of the essence in these situations, folks. If you don't get a fire started and you get blinded, if you look at the sun the wrong way and you don't put the proper amount of, then you're just going to be wandering around the wilderness, the forest, blind. Hold on a second. Now, I did find some paper towel out there, and that catches pretty good. And this should go up now. All right, yeah, oh yeah. There's a fire. And you're just going to put some logs on top, just like that. Just like that. You don't want to put them on too heavy. It's going to smother it. And then, now you can start thinking about dinner. Now, I got a splinter in my finger. And it might be minor at home. But when you're stuck out in the wilderness like this, it could be deadly if it turns into an infection. I happened to find this first aid kit. It was behind a tree. You know, people don't look around trees, the bases. They look up high. Oh, it's a nice tree. It's pretty tall. Well, start looking around the base of the tree. You'll find some good stuff. See? I've taken care of my wound quickly, and the chance of infection is low. Now, as you can see, my fire, I've done a pretty good job of getting that thing going. So now, I get the food that I scavenged, and I'll build a shelter when I need to. But this is not easy to deal with. You know, you get stressed out, and you panic. Once you start panicking, when you start panicking on things, then that's when stuff goes really wrong, because you gotta pay attention. If you don't pay attention and you just kind of go through the motions on things out in the wilderness, you panic, you think you're gonna, oh no, you know, this is the end, and the next thing you know, it is the end. It is the end. So there's our fire, and I just found this paper towel roll out there too. I think I mentioned that earlier, but this thing's going pretty good. If you just kind of, if you fan it with your hand, you see what kind of power that has. It's amazing what kind of power the human hand can have under duress. I got asthma, so. Well, I'm gonna go now and try and make a spear, because you have to have self-defense out here too, folks. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something. But that's it. Thank you.